Before we get to the wedding day timeline, here's what I really want you to know about this topic. Don't let anyone other than your wedding photographer tell you how much time you need for wedding photos. Now, this topic has been on my mind and my heart a lot lately, and I've kind of avoided being blunt about it for fear of offending someone, but my feelings about this get stronger every day. Hi, I'm Morgan, a wedding photographer helping engaged couples create the perfect rundown for their wedding day. After photographing weddings for 5 years, I'm sharing all my best tips, tricks, and experiences that I share with all of our couples. Even I, as a wedding photographer, can't really tell you how much time you need for your wedding photos without talking to you, because I'm not your wedding photographer. Unless you're one of our couples already, then I can tell you. But if I don't know you, I don't know a number of things. I don't know where your wedding is. I don't know what photo locations you want and how much travel time it involves. I don't know how big your wedding party is or how many family members you have. And I don't know you. So this is my number one wedding day timeline rule. And I might be a little biased as a photographer, but again, don't let anyone other than your wedding photographer tell you how much time you need for photos on your wedding day. And not just photos altogether, but individual sets of photos. Family photos, wedding party, details, couples photos, etc. As wedding photographers, we are with our couples all day and for all of their photos. We know exactly how much time we need for each set of photos. And more importantly, we know how much buffer time we need to make sure things don't get stressful for our couples. As wedding photographers, we know what our couples expect from us as far as the quality of the images and the gallery that we give them. And because we get to know each of our couples, we also know what each of them needs and wants out of their photos for their particular wedding day. We know how much time we need to achieve this, and it can change based on the couple, the locations, and more. Someone telling me, a photographer, how much time I need for photos on your wedding day would be like me telling a wedding planner how much time they need to set your reception up, or how much time the DJ needs to set up, or how much time the florist needs to put your bouquets together. No matter how well-intentioned I am, I have no idea. We work with all of our couples on their day of timeline, especially related to photography. Now, my tip to you is to consult your photographer on these times. Now, you may be wondering, I have a planner and they're going to help me with my timeline, so how do I work with both my planner and my photographer on this? It's of course perfectly fine to work with a wedding planner or a coordinator on your timeline, but please consult with your photographer too. If your planner gives you a timeline first, send it to your photographer as soon as you can. Be open with your planner that you're going to check with them, and then be open to what the photographer recommends, even if it differs from what your planner says. If the differences are significant, ask your planner and your photographer if they would be willing to hop on a call with you at the same time to sort it all out. If your photographer sends you a timeline first, send it to your planner and ask them to at least keep the portrait times that the photographer recommends. Now, I will share with you 2 examples of timelines that we use with our own couples, but please follow my rule here. Check with your photographer before you finalize anything. Here's a sample first look timeline where we do most of the portraits before the wedding ceremony. We always tell our couples that they can choose to do immediate family photos before the ceremony or after. If our couples want to include extended family, they often split these photos up, doing immediate family photos before the ceremony and extended family photos after the ceremony. We set aside 15 minutes for the first look, 45 minutes for couples portraits, 30 minutes for wedding party photos, 30 minutes for family photos, and then 30 to 45 minutes to hide before the ceremony. If the couple wants to do extended family photos after the ceremony, we then set aside another 30 minutes for those family photos. If they don't want to do extended family photos, then they can just join cocktail hour right away. Depending on what time the sunset is, We will also set aside about 15 minutes for golden hour photos for the couple. This often falls during the reception, so we just find a good time to sneak them out. These are our ideal times for photos, and this does include buffer time. Can we do everything in less time? Yes. But we prefer to plan for more time, knowing that things often get delayed by 10 to 15 minutes. My golden rule, the more buffer time, the better. Now again, please finalize these times with your photographer. If you have a big wedding party, you might need more time. If you have a small wedding party, you probably won't need 30 minutes. Same thing goes with large or small families. You may need more time or you may need less. And this does not account for any travel time or extensive walking from location to location. Your photographer may also have different timing needs than we do. Now here is a sample timeline without a first look. You'll see that the time frames generally stay the same. Again, this includes buffer time, but does not include travel time. This timeline is usually where we run into the most trouble, if you will, with planners or venue coordinators, because they might not want to set aside that much time between your ceremony and dinner. But if all of your portraits have to happen during that time, it's going to be necessary to have a longer cocktail hour. Again, we can generally accomplish this in a little less time, but planning for buffer time is kind of our golden rule for setting your timeline. Not sure where to start with your wedding day timeline? Download our free wedding day timeline bundle in the description below. We're giving away our best wedding day timelines that our couples have used and trusted for more than 5 years. This bundle covers all sorts of scenarios: a first look, no first look, weddings with travel and no travel, and more. Click Get My Free Wedding Day Timeline Bundle in the description below to grab your free copy.